Okay, Ethan, so what we're looking at here is the square root of 75 times x to the fourth, y to the seventh. Okay, so before we begin to simplify this radical, we need to prime factor 75. And because 75 is an odd number, the first and smallest prime factor will be 3. And so now you have to divide 75 by 3. And so the cofactor for 3 would be 25. But 25 is not a prime number, so we prime factor further. And the only two factors of 25 are both 5s, which are prime numbers. Remember, the list of prime numbers is 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, etc. So these are our prime factors. This is fully prime factored now. 75 is equal to 3 times 5 times 5. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this square root, but instead of writing 75, I'm going to write 3, 5, 5. And instead of writing x to the fourth, I'm going to write x, 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 x. Instead of y to the seventh, I'm going to write 7 y's. So this is going to be a long-tailed radical sign here. And so first I'm going to write 3, then 5, then 5. And we understand that these are products. And then I'm going to write x times x times x times x. And I'm going to run out of space. So underneath I'm going to write y times y times y times y times y times y times y. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now the game, because remember, when there's no index value indicated, we understand the index to be 2. That's what square root means, the second root. And so what I'm going to do now is group any groups of 2. So I'm just putting these parentheses to indicate my grouping of 2. So look what I've got. I've got one group of 5s, 2 groups of x's, and then 3 groups of y's. So those essentially get pulled out of the root like that. It's almost like a kind of a reverse distributive property that we do. So on the outside of the root, I'm going to write 1, 5, and then cancel those out inside. Then I'm going to write an x and cancel those out. This is all products again. Then I'm going to write another x, cancel that out. Then I'm going to write a y, cancel that pair right there, then another y, cancel that pair right there, and then a third y, and cancel that pair. And then I'm going to write the square root symbol, and then inside, the only things left is 1, 3, and 1 y. So we just write 3y. So now on the outside, I can simplify by writing 5, and then there's 2 x's, so those are multiplied together. The product property of exponents says I add those exponents. So that's x squared. And then I write y. There's 3 y's, okay? Y to the first times y to the first times y to the first is y to the 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is y to the third power. And then I write the square root of 3y. And this right here is my simplified expression.